And today we're going to do a show to treat eyes and vision. Let me close out a few windows here that might be slowing things down for us. Got a lot of windows open on the computer. And, well, you know how that is. Hopefully that's a little better. The last show I did, there was some frames that dropped every now and then. So what we're going to do is use a technique called Biofield Tuning using a tuning fork. This is a 528 hertz tuning fork. And this is Hoodie. He wants to coming into the room. He's a cat. You come up here, Hoodie? I want to close this door. There he goes. Go make yourself comfortable, Hoodie. All right, so we're going to work on the vision. The other thing that I have is an ozone bag. This is ozone bag. It's made of special materials so it doesn't break down. And although I have overfilled it on occasion, so it started to leak. It had holes there, so I patched it up with a bolt and some screws and washers and some rubber washers so that I could seal it up and keep it working. I got 3 of these and about 10 of these catheters for about $50, maybe $60. And I've really used them a lot throughout the COVID time. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Let's work on this now. I'm going to instantiate a copy of myself near you, and that's for energetics purposes, so I can ground myself there. And that copy of me will monitor for any adverse reactions, and we'll cut off the healing if the energies, if it's too much for you. So there's that. And so then there's a copy of this bag there too. So then this goes right where your eyes and your brain are. And let's just try it like this. Eyes here, going back to the brain. And I'd like you to let me know, do you sense any extra clarity in your vision at this time? Some people just immediately, when I do this, something about their optic nerve gets better. And so this time I'm recording it. I'm going to make it an on-demand recording that people can play. And if we get this working right, then I can play recordings for people continuously if that needs to be. I think what's at play here is a lot of vitamin A toxicity in the body. Vitamin A is very tricky. Yes, there are people who say we must have a little bit of it, but the toxic dosage level is much less than 10 times the recommended daily allowance. So there's a very tight margin of error there. And I think what's coming to light is that, you know what? Is that, completing their thought, is that the liver acts as a storage container. And the storage of toxic vitamin A, there's only so much room in the liver to do that. I mean, the liver grows, and they call this fatty liver. And then at some point, even the smallest amount of vitamin A that you eat can be a trigger. People talk about trigger foods. And So I'm calling for the assistance from the universe to help with vision, helping people's vision to improve their eyesight, maybe even their third eye. We want to have better vision, and we need remedy for our vision. And if you have some vision issues, you might also want to look at my liver treatments, shows that I do on liver. Um, oh, yes. Well, why not? Because the liver needs to work properly in order to get the vitamin A out of your body. And so I would recommend doing the liver. Now, clearing the liver, I want you to get out of your mind this notion of clearing the liver, over a week or over a month. Your liver is so jammed up. Everyone's, uh, well, let's see this. Everyone has the possibility of their livers being really jammed, even when you're born. The mothers are putting a lot of vitamin A toxicity into the children, and they come out jaundiced. That's the evidence of it, the yellow coloring. All right, so I don't see anybody has spoken in the chat room about this. Let's see, I can share screen. I'd like to put this screen up for donations. I do this work a lot. It's basically what I do, and yeah. So anyway, and I made a mistake there. I need to get that off the screen. I have to do all this stuff. And it's kind of hard using a laptop. And, there we go. Take that, put that somewhere else. Good heavens. All right, so I'm holding the bag up here for your vision, and we'll see if this is doing anything. Yeah, people who have a lot of toxins running along the optic nerve. That's what I'm thinking we might be clearing here. We might be activating enzymes that will open up detox pathways. This is another thing I have. I'll show you later. And I'm putting a twisted copper ring around the ozone bag. Ooh. I'm also working to get my vision better, and what I'm looking to do is reduce the vitamin A intake at every opportunity that I can, and hopefully my reserves in the liver and in my adipose tissue, the fat cells around my body, and the sebaceous glands, uh, where there's vitamin A stored in the oils there. I need to get all of that out, or neutralized, maybe with ozone. All right, I'm going to bring the screen back. Go back here. Great. So this is the ring I was talking about, a tensor ring. Makes it kind of a tensor field inside of here. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you can feel it. It's kind of pointing at you now. Kind of pointed at your eyes. That's kind of a different way of doing it. Usually I just put it around your head like this. And sometimes I imagine these rings, and I do therapies just without the copper. And that proves pretty, seems to me anyway, pretty effective from the feedback people give me. So that's nice. Thank you. Well, this is another way you can work on ozone. Putting a funnel on the end of the tube from my ozone bag. And like my neck's a little sore. I've been sitting by the computer too much today. So then I can unclip this, put it back here, and gently squeeze the bag. And this way I get a little bit of ozone gas saturated right on the skin. Some of it even permeates into the body this way. And ozone therapy, you can look it up. It's just a tremendous thing. All right. Next, I just wanted to show you that. And there's a little bit of ozone smell in the air. Maybe you can smell it where you're at. I've worked on people before with ozone, and they tell me they can smell it. Even over the internet. It is an odd thing. What goes on? Okay, now for the vision, I'm going to imagine I've got your head, and I'm working on both the left and the right side. So I'm going to diverge it, and there'll be two heads. Basically, you're two people sitting in chairs that represent you. One from the left and one from the right side. And this is in the middle. And so I'm going to be operating on what we call your timeline, or your biofield's timeline. So from basically your inception, or your conception, and I'm also going to work back on, let's do 10 past lives, plus this one will be 11 lives, all dealing with our focus is on the optic nerve, and the eyeballs, the vision, the parts of the brain that are involved in vision. Okay. Let's go down from 10. You're dividing your life up into 10 equal parts. And here we go. 10. 9. 9. 8. 8. 7. 7. 6. 6. 5. And if you feel something along the way, make note of the number and mention it to me in the chat room, and then we'll hone in on it. We'll find that spot in the circle right where you're feeling it, and we'll work on that. Because if we find that, we can work on it, we can clear it out. Otherwise, if you're watching this in replay, see what you can do watching this show over and over again. You can just, scrub backwards a little bit and play it again right through that place, and scoot back and play it again and play it again, and that will loosen up the trauma. So I think we're at maybe 3. I'm gonna go to like 5. 4. 4. 3. 2. Almost is 3. 2. Let's do 3 again. 2. Do 3 again. 3. 2. 2. 1.5. 1.5. 1. 1. And 0. Great. So we've got that. Now we're going to go through and clear that part of the biofield. We'll want you to be ready to breathe a lot. I want you to also remember to Be careful about your walking, your balance. Your balance might be a little off for a couple hours when you're walking. So watch for that. Drink a lot of water, and um, keep some notes about what is changing in your life as a result of this. It'd be great to have those as for testimonials and such. Here we go. 10. Click, drag, collect. 5, 0. Release. I'm kind of bringing the energy here to your head chakra. Take some deep breaths. That helps pull your own biophotons that we've collected that have been out around your kind of like stuck from the trauma of the past, and it brings them in and allows them to become a part of the orbiting field of energy around your body. Super. All right. And once again, my donation page, I'll put that up here. Get some practice throwing these screens up and around. So there that is. I've got PayPal address, Zelly. They're both different email addresses, so keep those in mind. And a Bitcoin address. There's a place you can mail a check if you like. The link, the QR code takes you to a link on my page at forgivenesscapital.com. That's one of my websites, my main website that hosts. I like to think all my projects are basically outgrowths of Forgiveness Capital. It's kind of if you want to think of it as a church, we basically advance the idea that humans have infinite worth. And because of that, we feel that we can create financial instruments that bear the value of acts of forgiveness. So that's a big thing. We're all into this economy thing these days, trying to get the world onto a different sort of economic medium approach, something that inspires people to do good in the world instead of to do evil. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a good way to put it. Some people don't like the word evil or whatever, but there are things that are beneficial and there are things that are not beneficial. And well, there you go. So if you would, subscribe to my show so you get alerts. I'm on many platforms, and they're listed on this website at remedycoin.com/remedy report. But offhand, I can say we're on Twitter, DLive, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and on Rumble. Rumble, I really want to get some more people on Rumble. If you can't afford to help me with sending a donation, well, maybe you could sign up for Rumble for free and then subscribe to my channel, Remedy Report, on Rumble, and then let me know you did, and I'll say thanks to you on the air. So I need to get 100 subscribers up there before I could start streaming to them live. Otherwise, after the show, I've got to download it and I've got to upload it back to Rumble, and it's a lot of extra work. And I think there's a big audience out there on Rumble that I could be getting. Otherwise, if someone could pay for my Rumble subscription, I think it's $100 a year or something. That would get me out there. Money's really tight for me. These tuning forks are not cheap. I've got maybe 10 or 11 of them. I've broken maybe 3 over the years, and it's a very expensive thing. Once I broke one, I was in Mexico, so I had to pay all kinds of extra fees to get it shipped internationally. They're made of a special alloy. This is very important work to me. I believe we can, I heard Eileen Day McCusick speaking about her vision that everyone could one day ring true. When we run this through a person's biofield and we find the distortions, the fork doesn't ring clear. It's got wobbles. It's got certain tones in it, and a certain distortions in the overtones and the undertones, and so these actually doing this work. This is very difficult on the tuning forks. It's a very real cost to me over time, and yet I realize what a great thing I'm doing for the world in making these on-demand recordings that people can use, to kind of clear up parts of their life, their past lives. There's probably hundreds of hours that one could do to work on on one person's biofield, and in this life and then in past lives, it goes on and on and on. So I've been training myself through intuition and continuing to do the work, and from feedback from people like you, I learn more about. I learned so much more than has ever been known about this stuff. So supporting my work would be a really, really helpful thing, and I appreciate it so very much. So I've got it, up at that site. There's a Bitcoin address. The Bitcoin, there's an old compatibility address. There's a SegWit address. SegWit means segregated witness, and that's a newer feature in Bitcoin it's been around for probably 6 years, but it lowers the fees and makes the transaction go through a little quicker. So use the segregated witness address if you can. So yeah, I don't know what else can I say. I'm the owner of the name Joseph William Baker. It's a registered service mark owned by me, and so that's what the little R is on the name there. Looking to take control of the legal fiction. If you'd like to learn more about how to take control of your legal fiction name in the United States, you could write to me, and let me know about your interest. Let's see if I have anything else here. My next show, I think I'll talk about rantings about vitamin A and vitamin D and the dangers. I hope to do that again sometime soon, not on Saturday, April 29th, because that was yesterday. I don't think I ever got around to doing that. So, Joe Baker's Remedy Report is a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, and increased awareness. The show's for entertainment purposes only. Wink. Uh, that is, I have to say that um, because of the climate of the censorship around us. Um, I am very sincere about the things I'm talking about, though I do like to be funny from time to time. Great. All that said, does anybody need any special directed energetics, whatever? You can. My phone number's on the screen there. I could take a call, I guess. Let's see if I have the voice thing open up. I do actually. So if someone would like to call in that's in the United States. There, I've got the audio hooked up for phone calls. Should we do that? Also, there's an app called Telegram, application for cell phones. We call it an app. And Remedy Joe is my username on there, in case you'd like to contact me sometime. That's a useful way. I also have a chat room called Remedy Report. Here's something too, health.forgivenesscapital.com. That's one of my websites. I'm going to fire this up. We'll work on the eyes with this. I think I'll work on it from the back of your head. And so this will make some noise. Okay. My hand on the back of your skull. I'm just kind of working through. This uses terahertz waves. It's really good for like stroke patients and stuff. People who are in rehabilitation. If you'd like to buy one of these, it's about $400, and I can hook you up with one. And if you've got, if you'd like to sell them as well, there's opportunities for that. We're working on the eyes from the back of the skull. And now from the sides of the skull, about where the temple is, the eyeballs, going back to the optic nerve, back into the brain, the back of the skull, There you go. This would be nice. And maybe this thing too. It's another copper device I made for energetics. And I put it on the base of the tuning fork. Kind of work on the eyes and the brain with this. Just looking to clear out like energetic blockages that are in the way, and to energize the enzymes that are meant to work on clearing toxins. There's one other thing I'd like to recommend to people who are working on their vision. They have these glasses, and they're black. You can't see through them except for they have holes drilled in them, and nice patterns of holes. And you look through them, and you'll find that you can focus on things that you can't always focus on when you don't have your glasses on. Things that seem blurry or whatever. When you're in that condition for a long time, you're not exercising the full range of motion of the lenses in your eye. So I like to use those from time to time. And that's a part of my continual approach of getting better vision over time. I'm not there yet. I don't. Another thing I do is with red light therapy, and I guess I could go get that for you. Here, I'll put the donation page up, and I'll go get the red light, and we'll transmit some of that to your eyes as well. Let's see, I need to go to the right page here. Control F5, and I'll be right back. I'm still alive. Have you got disturbing people? And I'm back. And I don't know if this is the best thing to do or not. Things haven't gotten any worse for me. And what I'm going to show you is this red light, and it has two frequencies. It's around the infrared spectrum. That's a particular part of the light spectrum, and it's above. Let's see, it's above it and it's below it. There's two different elements, and they. So anyway, they call it far infrared and near infrared. And what I do is I just point it at. I look into it, and usually in the morning for about 2 minutes. And they're suggesting that the ATP inside the cells, the power center of the cells in your nerves and stuff, will get energized from it. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think this will hurt you in any way. Just imagining you're looking into the light here. If you have any responses or reactions, things you sense about this, I'd love hearing comments from you. And asking for help from the universe to help us to help all those who need help with their eyes. To help open detox pathways. To help damaged cells be replaced. With perfectly working cells, free of any defects. Oh, this will be interesting. I'm going to use the tuning fork and resonate this as a sound chamber. Om. Perfect vision. Perfect vision. Perfect vision. Perfect vision. Perfect vision. This is a tuning fork I got for $5 from Walmart. This is one of the cheap ones. It's 128 hertz. It's made of aluminum. They said it was made of steel. And it's working fine for what I'm doing here. Not real good for biofield tuning. Okay, I think that's good for now. The other thing I do with this is I'll lift up my shirt, put this on my tummy, and these light ranges around infrared penetrate into the body quite a bit, and they can stimulate the ALDH type hormones, or they're not hormones, they're enzymes. Yeah, and those help to break down the vitamin A, I understand. But they might break it down into retinoic acid, which can, it's is is dangerous. But you got to deal with it at some point and get it cleared out of the body. So I guess the idea is not to detox it too fast. It's like something you want to plan on doing over the next, depending how old you are, it could be like a 10-year journey uh, to get all the vitamin A down to acceptable levels, so it doesn't affect you later in the form of Alzheimer's or Crohn's disease or eczema, psoriasis, autoimmune diseases like arthritis. So just think about that the next time you're eating eggs and cheese and drinking milk and drinking orange juice. These things are not helping you if your liver's compromised and you're getting into a fatty liver condition. Those are all things to avoid, as well as the dark green uh, vegetables and the grasses, the lettuces, the dark green ones. The light greens are kind of okay. You want to avoid the peppers, the brightly colored things like the green, the yellow, the red. These are markers for toxicity. So what do I eat? I mean, there's a cookbook about a vitamin A restricted diet, and you can find it on Amazon. Um, what else can I say? But lately, I've been eating primarily rice and black beans and beef or chicken when I can get at that, avoiding the fat and avoiding any beef stock or chicken stock where they're making juices out of the out of the bones. There's a lot of heavy metals in the bones of even the organic chicken. So you want to avoid the chicken soup stuff where they make it with the bones and with the fat probably. I know it's a lot of stuff to think about. Okay, I think we've done a good job. It's about 50 minutes in the show today. Again, another kind of a plea for helping if you can. If you can do this, it would be awesome. I've got this donation page. You can send PayPal or Zelle if you're in the U.S. and then or Bitcoin internationally or even across the galaxy, or using the post office and mailing a check. Joseph William Baker, 1930 Village Center Circle, number 34444, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89134. I really enjoy coming on and doing this stuff and sharing my my skills, my gifts. Yeah, well, so that's it. See you guys again next time. Bye bye for now.